Well, greetings commanders, pilots and everyone else. In this video we take a look at the mythical lost city of Atlantis, or at least with the help of the new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Yes fam, we are flying to Africa, and that right into the Sahara Eye, aka a Richat structure located in northwest Africa, because more and more people start believing that the legendary lost city of Atlantis really existed, and it was right here, long time ago, approximately 11,600 years ago. So let me tell you story of the lost city of Atlantis. This should be a very interesting video. I did a lot of research. So how do we even know about Atlantis? Well, first it was described by Solon, who lived approximately 500 years BC. He travels to Egypt to seek knowledge, and Egypt at that time has the longest documented records available. And there he learned about history of Atlantis from some highest priest who know that from hieroglyphs written in the stones. Then it was translated and published by Plato approximately 400 years BC. Plato also made 2 books about Atlantis, which is unfortunately only knowledge what we have today. So what do we know about Plato, or at least what I remember from the school? Well, he's kind of like oversaturating his stories, so sometimes is made up completely, but sometimes is by the true events. I think this could be the same case like today's movies like Titanic or Pompeii. You know that at least 60% of the story is made up. There is no Jack or Jon Snow, but the core of the story is true, because as you know, Titanic goes glug glug glug, and that big ass volcano, Mount Vesuvius, do big bada boom and destroys the whole city. And those are facts. By the way, next flying simulator video going to be about Pompeii, so if you're interested about this type of video, you can subscribe, just saying. Alright, back to the Atlantis. It's a myth or based on the real events. Let me quote Plato. "This tale about Atlantis through the strange is certainly true, having been attested by Solon, who was the wisest of 7 sages." Please note, he said certainly true, so maybe even Plato himself have some, doubt about Atlantis. Keep in mind, Plato was born like 8,000 years after Atlantis was destroyed. If you look at the Plato in Wikipedia, they said he was poem and pseudo-historian, and story of Atlantis is just made-up myth to scare politics, like if they will behave themselves badly, they will anger the gods and they will face the same punishment, like the same fate like those folks from Atlantis. And I think this is exactly that oversaturated bullshit what Plato adds to the story. But why would he fake very specific measurement of the city, the shape and another details, right? I would say he just copy and paste Solon work and just add flavor. But that's only my speculation, but people are very skeptic these days. For example, many people thought that lost city of Troy was fake until it was discovered in Turkey, 1870. Some people or even some experts says that Eye of Sahara, aka Richat structure, cannot be Atlantis because it is formed by natural formations, not by humans. But why the fuck not build a city based on natural formations, right? Many ancient medieval buildings and castles are built on basis of natural formations. For example, castles on the hill for better defense, or these hill structures and temples. And this shit on my desktop logging screen. What the fuck, FBI, are you spying on me? And there is one overlooked clue why Atlantis could be right here. There was one Greek historian named Herodotus who lived approximately 450 years BC. He was known as the father of the history. He was the first historian to collect his materials systematically, test their accuracy to a certain extent, and arrange them in well-constructed and vivid narrative. He created this map of the world 400 years BC, which is surprisingly accurate. You can clearly recognize today's continent, and if you look to the northwest Africa, what do you see?
Atlantis.
Now let me tell you how Plato describes Atlantis. Quote, The main city of Atlantis consists of centric circles of water and land. They were alternate zones of sea and land, larger and smaller, encircling one another. There were 2 of land and 3 of water, which were turned as if with a leech, each having its circumference
equidistant
every way from the center. Interesting fact, the diameter of this circle formation is total of 23.5 kilometers, which is 14.5 miles, and that's almost exactly the same as Plato describes Atlantis. Continue quote Plato. The mountains of island of Atlantis was celebrated for their number and size and beauty. The surrounding mountains of city flowed with rivers. So as you can see, this was definitely a river, or it could be, right? And there is a lot of dead rivers, and this could be waterfalls. Also, this place was once opened up to sea from south. So be sure this place once looked much differently. And don't forget, Sahara Desert was once lush and green and populated, and some radar images of Mauritian Desert have revealed a river stretching for more than 500 kilometers, and suggest plants and wildlife once traversed here. But Sahara went from green to desert in flash. Yeah, it happened approximately 5,000 years ago, and it was one of the planet's most dramatic climate change. Thank God we have our guardian climate change angel, and you all know who I'm talking about. Alright, let's focus on another few points suggesting that this may have been a remnant of the old Atlantis. Another quote from Plato. The main city was constructed with red, black and white rocks. Look, what do you see? Red, black and white. It's come from, even from real-life research, the Eye of Sahara contains mostly black and red stones, and even a white one. One documentary points out that there should be a well in the center with fresh spring water, which is interesting because the surrounding area has only the salt water. As Plato describes, quote, "A well near the center Acropolis provided the city with fresh water. The god Poseidon found no difficulty in making special arrangement for the center island, bringing up 2 springs of water from beneath the earth, one of warm water, the other of cold." Now imagine that you are a king, a ruler from 12,000 years ago, and you know about this place. Would you build your capital city here? The pride of the whole kingdom. Now let me tell you something about life in Atlantis. Atlantis was technologically very advanced. It was home of noble and powerful people, possessing vast wealth, luxury and knowledge, and even military superiority. The center island was house of the king and royal families who lived there with their servants and the most loyal bodyguards. Also, there was main temple of Poseidon. There was a lot of exotic trees, fountains and pools. It was restricted only for royals and elite. Normal citizen of Atlantis does not have access to the center. It was protected by mighty wall and water, of course. The second ring was for military, which was massive, plus they had powerful navy. The second ring of water was the military harbor, and there was docked at least 1,200 warships with 2,200,000 sailors. There was also supply storage, and it had underground dock, soldiers training facilities, towers and guardhouse. The third ring has a large road which was used for horse races. It was home of some priests, and there were also watchtowers. On the third ring of water, as you can see, there were merchant and civilized ships. And finally, behind the wall was downtown of Atlantis, the home of common people. Let's quote Plato. The area between outer wall and merchant harbor was densely populated and busy all day and all night. The population of Atlantis was estimated to over 1 million people. So what the hell happened in Atlantis? Well, there was some kind of big big catastrophe during the Younger Dryas between 12,900 and 11,600 calendar years ago. Just like Plato wrote, in single day and night of misfortune, this island of Atlantis disappeared in the depth of the sea. I gotta use Google translation on this one. The Younger Dryas impact
hypothesis or Clovis comet hypothesis originally proposed that a large airburst or Earth impact of one or more comets initiated the Younger Dryas cold period.
About between 12,900 and 10,900 years ago that caused global sea level increase, including massive earthquake and even tsunamis. Let's quote Plato. Atlantis is part of Atlantic, which is now no longer accessible by ship. Atlantis, when sunk by the earthquake, became an impassable barrier of mud to voyagers sailing from hence to any part of the ocean. The country immediately surrounding the city of Atlantis was level plain itself, surrounded by mountains which descended towards the sea. The plain was smooth and even. And the scientists specifically stated that structure went through the multiple stages being pushed up and down to create this unique circle design. So, where are the remains of the city now? Well, whatever left from the city of Atlantis should be very, very deep in the surface, or it was struck by the tsunami to the ocean, I guess. So what do you think? Could this circle structure be the remains of the old Atlantic? If you forget about Plato and Solon, do you think this story could survive 8,000 years? Atlantis was main city of Atlantis, like country, but Atlantis was like main city, so such a giant cataclysm should definitely leave a mark in prehistoric history, right? And Atlantis is very easy to draw or scratch to the stone. I mean, you just basically do a few circles and you're done, right? Even child can do that. So I would say this story could definitely survive that 8,000 years or whatever. Well, unquestionably, one of the most interesting places you can visit with the help of the new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Highly recommend it. If you like this video, please leave a like. Thank you for watching. You can even, subscribe for more, yeah? Oh, come on. You want it. And yeah, I milk so much these guys' videos, so yeah, if you interested about more about Atlantis, I guess I recommend you those videos. So thank you for watching.